This might be the end of Operation N64, so close we are to completing it, but if things don't pick up, this will be the end. What is up? My name is Brad and this is Operation N64. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, in this series we're trying to build an N64 collection starting off for just £10 by using our charity shops, our car boots, our Facebook marketplace, looking for stuff for cheap that we can sell for a profit to build a game fund to buy N64 bangers. Now, if you watched last week's episode, you will know that we picked up Kirby 64, our most expensive game to date and probably the hardest one to come by as well. It's left us with just one game on our list, and that is Mario Party 3, another very expensive game. But obviously picking this bad boy up last week has totally annihilated our game fund. I think we were left with about £14 and some change, so we were hoping to make some real sales. But unfortunately, we haven't made any sales this week, and if things continue to go this way, it could be the end of Operation N64. So close we are, just one game left. We've come a long, long way, but this could spell the end of the series, which will be a real shame. I'd be absolutely devastated. We need to make some sales. Having said that, we've got £14 in the game fund. Let's get back out there and see what else we can find. The more stuff we've got for sale, hopefully it will increase our odds and we'll start selling a few bits and pieces. I've also started listing on Vinted. It's only taken me just over a year. You guys have been telling me and I just haven't done it, but I finally have. I've started listing stuff on there alongside eBay. So there's like two different places to try and sell this stuff. So yeah, hopefully that works. But like I said, let's get out there, let's spend our remaining budget and see what we can find. Let's go. So going into this week felt a little bit strange. Felt like we were starting from scratch again with such a small budget. But never fear, we were back out there trying to find some stuff to sell or trade to get that fund back up to where we need it to be. We are so close to the end now. Just one game left. Just one N64 banger left on the list. So yeah, we were back out there with our very small budget looking for a few more gems that could potentially build that profit. Saw this cool Sonic rider with the remote control. Very cool. I had to pick this up for £2. Very cool find. Then headed into town because a lot of you mentioned in the comments below in the last video that FIFA 08, the Platinum Edition has a little bit of value. So I went back into town and what do you know, it was still on the shelf. Now Dan the games man, he reached out to me and said he's been after this for quite some time. If you guys are watching this channel, he's on a PlayStation Platinum project. So he's after all the PS2 Platinum games. And yeah, so I've sent this over to him, help him out, help him get them last few games I think he needs. So yeah, great to help another collector out. So this is on its way to you, Dan. But yeah, headed into town, had a little look about. Same games here that were in last week, nothing worth picking up. Popped into this charity shop, had a look at the books. Yeah, books is something I go to now and again. Some cool editions here, so I thought they were worth picking up. It was a bit tough this week. Having a small budget, I still didn't see a great deal of stuff either, which is a bit of a shame, a bit concerning. So I sort of started picking up the stuff that I was seeing when I saw it, just in case I didn't come across anything else. Saw this cool Dortmund goalkeeper kit here. Unfortunately, I didn't think it was worth picking up in the size and the price on it. I could have been wrong, could have missed out on a banger right here. Obviously our budget was considerably small, so I had to be careful with what I was spending. If I was going to spend £7 or £8 on that kit, it had to be a good one, it had to be a seller. Headed into this charity shop. Now this used to be my favourite spot. I used to win in here all the time, but I haven't for quite some time. And then what do you know, I found a couple of games in here. It just goes to show that even though you're going into these charity shops time and time again and not finding anything, it's that one time you will find something. So just keep going, just keep going, and your luck will come in. I'm sure it will. So yeah, I paid £3 for these two DS games here. What a cracking price that is. Nice little bit of profit there, hopefully. Then headed to this charity shop, and no, I never have any luck in here. This is a huge charity shop, and they just don't seem to have a lot of games and stuff in here, which is a bit mad. I suppose it doesn't really matter the size of the charity shop. You can't just assume that it's a huge charity shop, it's going to have huge donations and an abundance of stuff. It's not how it works. You tend to find it's the little pokey charity shops that have the good stuff. Yeah, so, but anyway, I always go in here, have a look around, because it is so big. They do have quite a lot of stuff in here, just not games. But yeah, I had a little look here and nothing worth picking. This charity shop is one of my new ones. Like I said, I think the last time I went there was the first time. So this is maybe the second or third time I've been to this one. Nice selection of games here. Just the same ones that have been there a little while. Nothing I wanted to pick up for the collection or to sell. But yeah, decent enough selection of games in here. Just goes to show polar opposites. Another big charity shop with a nice big selection of games. The previous charity shop, massive, hardly any games. So yeah, you just never know. Just hit as many charity shops as you can, and you'll be surprised what you find. Now this next find I actually picked up for my boy. It was missing a couple of bits and pieces, but it's this Bowser's ship. It was missing the front and the back, but a toy for my boy to play with. For I think I paid 50p for it. It was definitely worth picking up. I think you could sell it in this sort of condition for about 9 or 10 quid. But I wanted to give it to the boy. He loves Mario, loves the toys. He's got Bowser's Castle and Peach's Castle as well, and a whole bunch of figures. So this just goes hand in hand with all that stuff. Builds his little collection up, gives him more stuff to play with. Some cool additions here on this shelf. A couple Captain Scarlet games here. Very cool. Yeah, my budget was at its bare minimum at this point, so I couldn't go out forking money on this sort of stuff. But I did pick up one piece. A couple of Lego bits in here. Yeah, this charity shop's pretty decent. But yeah, my budget at this point was very, very small. So I had to be very careful of what I was picking up. But very cool charity shop. I do like going in here. They've had some wild stuff in here in the past. So yeah, cool to see. And then I saw these plushies here. This was the last of my money. Mario plushies, I'm always going to pick them up. I don't know, I've sold them in the past. You know, they're hit and miss plushies. They don't sell for ages and then they'll sell all of a sudden. So yeah, I had to pick these up. Never seen them before. My boy might want 1 or 2 of them anyway. So yeah, had to pick them up. Yeah, so me and the boy have popped to Port Talbot, do a little trade at CX, obviously have a look about while we're here. See if there's any games in CX to pick up. I think there's the cash converters here, we'll have a look in as well. So let's go. And we are back in the games room, and it's been a bit of a funny week. Having had such a small budget to work with this week, it's been a bit odd. We haven't had such a small budget since right at the beginning of the series over a year ago. Having said that, I haven't seen a great deal of stuff while I've been out and about. I did manage to spend the budget on a few bits and pieces here, which we'll get to very shortly. I also did a trade at CX. Had a few bits and pieces lying around from previous episodes that I wanted to get traded in. Could have sold them on eBay, but I wanted to have like a backup plan. I wanted to have a little bit of credit sitting there so the series doesn't die, for one. Plus, as much as I hate it, I can use that CX credit to buy something that could potentially sell pretty fast on eBay. I struggle to do it. I've tried to do it in the past, and I always want to keep whatever I buy. But if it comes down to it and we're not making any sales, that's what we're going to have to do. So yeah, we've got £25.50 in CX credit, so we can add that to the game fund. And we spent £14, so we can deduct that from the game fund. Right, let's get into the stuff we picked up to try and sell or trade, probably try and sell. So the first thing we found this week is this Sonic Rider here on his board with the controller. I haven't tested it out just yet, but I think it's going to work. I mean, the batteries in here, this is working, it lights up, but I think it just needs new batteries in here. The compartment is clear of any acid or anything, so yeah, I am pretty hopeful that it's going to work. I paid £2 for it, and looking on eBay, between like maybe 10 to 15, maybe a little bit more, but yeah, I had to pick it up. It's pretty cool. First thing I saw this week. Yeah, we'll have a little test out, have a little play, make sure it works before we sell it. The next thing we picked up is a couple of books. Now, I'm not too sure on these, the first one especially, but quite a long time ago, ages ago now, we picked up a volume of this, and it's been sitting on eBay for months and months and months and months, and it's just not going to sell. But I saw another one, and I thought if I've got a couple, it might sell a bit quicker, and it was only 50p, and it is this Heartstoppers, like graphic novel. I believe this was like a Netflix series, don't really know much about it, but I have like volume 3, I think, listed at the moment. This is volume 1. Maybe if I stick them together, they'll both shift for a couple of quid. Yeah, that was my thinking. So yeah, Heartstoppers, I don't know. And the next one is actually really nice. It is this, The Two Towers, Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Lovely edition, this. I don't know if, I'm rubbish with books. I don't think it's a first edition, maybe a second. But yeah, really, really nice copy. I actually really like it. Yeah, man, I paid, I think, £1 for this one because it's hardback. But yeah, I was looking on eBay, and I think the last couple was sold for about 30 quid, but it is few and far between. But I had to pick it up. Such a nice edition. Yeah, very, very cool. So the next thing we picked up is actually a couple of games. Haven't picked up decent games from a charity shop in ages. The gaming gods must be looking down on me. They must be knowing Brad is just about to fail his mission. Let's throw a couple of games out there just to help him out. Now, the first one's nothing crazy, but it is this Skate It for the DS. Yeah, I paid £1.50 for it. I think it's like a £6 to £8 game. It is in Italian, but I don't think that's an issue. I'm going to sell these on eBay. Yeah, very cool. Nice and complete. There you go. Nice and complete. Manual and cart there. Very nice. So yeah, this one's only about 6 to 8 quid, but the next one is pretty decent, and it is this Animal Kingdom Wild World. Again, I paid £1.50 for it. This is like a £25 game in CX. Like I said, it's all in Italian, doesn't really matter though, so I'll stick this on eBay and hopefully get around there, around £25, maybe a little bit more. That's what I'll stick it on there for, and fingers crossed it sells pretty quickly. But yeah, nice to pick up a couple of games and in nice condition, and in a place that's been pretty bad to me since in recent times. It used to be one of my favourite spots, and it's not been great recently, so to go in there and get a win is always nice. Sort of restores your faith and keeps you going back there, because you get to a point where you're like, man, I'm coming here so often and seeing nothing, I'm just going to stop going to this one. But then you go there and it comes in. So yeah, always go, always go. The next thing I picked up, again, I wasn't too sure, man. Again, hit and miss with this sort of stuff. There were actually a few different items on the shelf, but my budget being so low, I went for the cheapest option. And it sells for about, well, all over the shop really. I think they were from like 10. I saw one going for like 25, but it is this How to Paint Citadel miniatures from the Games Workshop. This is kind of cool, man. I used to be into all this stuff when I was younger. I used to have a massive set of Blood Angels. I couldn't paint for the life of me. My dad used to paint them for me. But I've always loved the artwork on these. Always loved the idea of painting them. I don't think it's something I can get into, if I'm honest. Don't have the time for it. But I do admire it. I think it's awesome. And yeah, good on you if you have time to play this and if you can paint like this. There's some sick painting there, man. Absolutely love it. But yeah, paid £2 for it, and like I said, hopefully like £10 plus, but we'll see. The last thing I picked up is a lot of plush, man. I pick up plush quite a lot, and I'm like, yeah, they sell. Then nothing sells for ages, and then a couple will sell. So yeah, I have to pick them up, especially when they're like Nintendo. So we've got Toad here, and this is official. Super Mario official. Oh my God, I'm trying to hold them all. So he is official, Super Mario official. Another Toad, which is also Super Mario official. This one's like a bag buddy or like a keychain, key ring. So yeah, Toad there. Yeah. And these ones, I think these are like knockoff, or they might just be from China. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know the names of these characters. So yeah, give me let me know in the comments below. But it's this dude right here. We're gonna call him Dude One. Dude One right here. Let me know his name in the comments below. I could probably look it up, but I haven't. But yeah, this is what the tag looks like. Yeah, so not too short. And then this dude as well. I thought they were really cool. They're really nice. Yeah, there it is. They're really good quality, you know, if they are knockoff. If they're not knockoff, then, you know, happy days. But yeah, had to pick them up. I'll probably bundle these two together. Maybe sell the others if my boy don't want them, because he loves his Mario plushies and that. But yeah, let me know in the comments below these characters' names. But yeah, that is everything we picked up this week. And that is our budget gone, man. It's all gone. So yeah, we've got to hope this week things pick up. We've got to hope this week we make some sales. Otherwise, we're going to have to dip into that credit, potentially buy a game or something that will sell pretty quickly. So we're not on our last legs just yet, but we're pretty close. Yeah, having said that, I did buy some games for the collection, completely separate to any of this. I picked up a bunch of PS4 games while I was in CX, had some credit, like separate credit from like other trade-ins separate to Operation N64. So yeah, I picked up a couple of games. Now the first one is Resident Evil 3, the remake. I said in a previous video, I'm going through all the Resident Evil games. Eventually, well, on the PlayStation anyway. And yeah, Resident Evil 3. I completed Resident Evil 2, the remake, just before I moved house. So I might get on this next after I complete Ghost of Tsushima. Really enjoying that. Loving that game. I can't believe I put it off for so long. I think I got put off by it being open world. It's such a commitment. But I'm sticking pretty close to the story. Doing a few little bits here and there just to experience the whole game as a whole. But try not to stray. Because I can just go off and spend hours looking for one collectible. Yeah, so I'm trying not to do that. Trying to stick to the story. Absolutely loving it. So if you guys haven't played it, you probably have. Ghost of Tsushima, banging game. But anyway, I think this might be my next game after. Something that's not too long. Something that's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, Resident Evil 3. The next two are something like I'm really into now. I have to give credit to Callum over at Retro Ghetto with his sleeve covers. I'm watching his videos weekly like most of us do, and he picks up these sleeve covers and I'm like, man, that is so much nicer than the standard edition. And if you can get it for the same price, happy days. So yeah, a couple sleeve covers here. First one is Fallout 76. The sleeve on this is like pristine, man. That's why I picked it up. I've never played a Fallout game, I know. Crucify me now. Actually, I tell a lie. I did put like an hour or so into maybe New Vegas, I think it was. But yeah, quickly turned it off because I knew how much of a commitment it would be. But I think I want to have a go, especially after watching the series and really, really enjoying it. One of the lads at work told me to go in on 76, tell me if I should start on a different one. But yeah, picked up this sleeve cover, very nice, £6. And I swapped the case inside out as well, because it normally comes in like the same cover art on the case, but they had this on the shelf and I said, do you mind if I swap them out? So I've got two different cover arts for the price of one. So yeah, swapped it out for this one. Yeah, happy days. I'm buzzing to add this, and in such nice condition as well. Something I'm really like enjoying looking at now and trying to add to my collection is these lovely like sleeve covers. Yeah, so yeah, cheers Callum. And then the last one is Rise of the Tomb Raider. This is the 20-year celebration. Again, in a lovely sleeve cover here. And it has this, it's like a book inside. It's an art book. And then the game is at the back there. So it's got a load of art and that stuff. Yeah, very nice edition. I've never seen it before. Had to pick it up. It was a tenner, but I had to pick it up. It's really nice. I'm picking up. I want to build my PlayStation collections up. So yeah, had to pick this bad boy up. I remember completing the, I think it was the 2013, was it? Tomb Raider on the PS3. Didn't like it. It wasn't enough like freedom on it, I believe. You were just sort of like, you could only go where you could go. But I remember putting quite a lot of hours into this. Not quite completing it, but I'm hoping that it's still... hoping it's this PS4 that I was playing it on and the save state's still there, because I'd like to get back into it because it was quite a fun game. I was really enjoying it. So yeah, hopefully I can get back into this again and finish it off. But yeah, love the addition. Very, very cool. Definitely want to add more stuff like this to the collection. So yeah, guys, went off on a bit of a tangent there, but I'm absolutely loving adding them games to the collection. Hopefully this week we can start making sales again and try and complete Operation N64. We're so close. I actually never thought I'd be able to do it. So yeah, to get this close and fail at the end would be an absolute nightmare. I'd be so gutted. So yeah, hopefully sales start coming in and we can build that fund up and finally tick off that last game and call this operation complete. Yeah, I can't wait. It'll be a fantastic feeling. So fingers crossed for me, guys, that we make some sales. As always, if you're enjoying this series, let me know by smashing that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. And as always, be rad, stay rad. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.